bad is it?
Don't sugarcoat it. Give it to me straight.
Want coffee?
I think I need some coffee.
Time to fill up on the news. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Dow futures down 178. NASDAQ futures down 83. Oil prices $73.25 on the West Texas crude. It had been higher. Came down a little bit up with the word yesterday about U.S. Air Force tankers, other planes heading to the Middle East. Concerns of maybe the United States getting involved. Bring things up a little bit. $73.25 on the West Texas crude. The Brent crude coming out of the ocean, $74.89 a barrel. The 10-year Treasury holding really at 4.40. Then I saw that retail sales were down 0.9% in May. The expectation was 0.6. We'll dig into this as well. Then we come to the Indy Star, because producer Carl had said to me, hey, did you see the story about Rokita, the attorney general? I'm like, no, which story? Rokita, first state attorney general to threaten private colleges over DEI, echoing Trump with Harvard. So we're talking about Notre Dame, Butler, DePaul, questioning the legality of their diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, floating a potential legal challenge. If the Indy Star wants to discuss this as culture war, they're certainly more than welcome to. DEI is pure outright bigotry. It's all it's ever been. So how really ridiculous I found it. Insulting, not ridiculous, sad. When I see this opinion piece from Sadia Khatri, Khatri, forgive me for the mispronunciation. Indy's Juneteenth events feel urgent as conservatives censor Black history. What censoring are you referring to here? I put forth to you it doesn't exist. Juneteenth, June 19th, is when slaves in Texas learned that they were free. I am one of the people who argues that anything that celebrates freedom and the recognition that Democrats were desperate to keep slaves is a good thing. We should celebrate such moments. This article talks about attacks on Black history. There has been an onslaught against accurate depictions of history, especially Black history. Anti-DEI rhetoric has permeated almost every aspect of American life, extending to history. What are you referring to here? What possibly are you referring to? If you're talking about museum exhibits, as you write, programs focused on racism that distort historical narratives, well, if you argue that the 1619 Project is accurate, you would be mistaken. America was not built on racism, not built on the joys of slavery. This is a lie. And I've got the historians on my side. So I think it is important to ensure that that so-called historical narrative is disrupted, because it's not a historical narrative. It's an absolute fiction. They continue, Trump and the broader conservative movement have been pushing back against what they perceive as efforts to replace historical facts with false ideologies for the purpose of sullying America's reputation and shaming citizens. But by eliminating discussions of slavery and racism, conservatives censor history. This is untrue. We should be discussing all of history, the good, the great, and the bad, and the ugly. And we can state quite clearly that we should be a country teaching about the Tulsa Race Massacre. 1,000%. We should not be teaching that America is a bigoted place, built on bigotry, built on hate, built on racism, and that some people are always racist and some people are always oppressed. We shouldn't be teaching any of that, because it's not true. It is historically inaccurate. It's false. It's a lie. It's propaganda. And I don't know why anybody would be in favor of such a thing. Then I learned that Fishers High School has a club called Future Black Leaders. I have questions. Fishers is a predominantly white community. So to have so many people show up as allies and support us as Black students, I think has been a really heartfelt way for us to get engaged in the community. These are high schoolers. I'm not here to yell at a high schooler. I will say this. Are you telling me you weren't engaged in the community? Are you telling me that every day you saw in Fishers, Indiana, people treating you peculiarly, oddly, strangely because you're black? Show me where this is happening so I can stand shoulder to shoulder with you. Tell me who. Tell your parents who. Tell somebody who. Where was this taking place? Or is this just the kind of thing you say? And it isn't happening. To call Fishers bigoted, to call Fishers residents what? Because it's predominantly white? Are you saying that you were somehow ostracized, attacked, bullied, threatened, left out because of the color of your skin? Can you tell us where, please? I'm asking the high school student this. Is this the kind of thing you've experienced, or is this the kind of thing you say? And where did you learn to say it? I am most curious as to about how this works. Something interesting in the piece discusses the idea of the family. And one person stating, we understand how powerful the family system is when you're talking about fighting against anti-blackness. Now, I have no idea what they mean by anti-blackness. But you know who supports the family? Conservatives. The family unit being intact. The family unit having a mother and a father. The family unit having the component pieces that allow it to thrive. Not the disillusion of the family. Not the failures of families not having fathers in them for decades. And the result that we see. The conservative is the problem. I reject the premise. And I must say to you, my gosh, what an awful and shameful thing to say. What an ahistorical thing to say. What a lie. When you celebrate black freedom, you're actually celebrating collective liberation. With all due respect, when you're having a conversation about liberation, very much seems like you're having a conversation about communism and the Indian Liberation Center, etc. But when you celebrate freedom in general, you're doing good work. That makes sense. This is a very, very odd piece of writing. This is, hey, it's Juneteenth. Let's throw bombs at conservatives. Let's throw bombs at white Hoosiers. Let's just claim that everybody is once again a racist when that's not the case. It's not the case. The teaching of all of our history, the good, the great, the bad, and the ugly, I'm all in. I am all in. This article is not accurate as I see it, this opinion piece. And I believe this is an opinion piece that is meant solely and exclusively for the author to say, hey, look at me. I'm special. Well, special is one word for it. Matt Bear has